Hello friends, this is Satwinder Bhatia from Sukhmani Immigration Services, Brampton, Canada. I'm a regulated and licensed Canadian immigration consultant. We bring to you on this channel latest and accurate and complete information about Canadian immigration. So if you have not subscribed yet, please consider subscribing our channel and like and share the video with your family and friends. Today's video, I'm bringing you a very important update about express entry. So this update is here. The chances are that no federal skilled worker or Canadian CEC class draws will happen next 6 months. So you have already paid for ECA, you have paid for language testing, right? And after that, you make your profile, you sit into the express entry pool and just sit there. This is what is happening. Yeah, this is what is happening. You are sitting in the express entry pool for more than a year, and the chances of having a draw are very, very less in coming 6 months. So this is not me saying it. This actually come from, there is a lot of information which is getting floated around on the internet. So this information actually came from a leaked memo, internal memo, and this was got from by a lawyer, which Vancouver based lawyer, Mr. Steve. So he got this information and shared on his Twitter handle. So this information, what it says is that up till 36 months, the chances of any express entry draws are very less. So if we have to look at line by line, what exactly is mentioned in this internal memo, right? So let me just go through line by this memo. The purpose of this memo is to seek decision regarding an extension. The word highlighted is extension of the pause on federal high skilled express entry. So federal high skilled entry is a term which is coined for 3 categories, which 3 categories are federal skilled worker, federal skilled trade, and Canadian immigration experience class. So these 3 together, they have made a term federal high skilled express entry. What it is saying is that there is a pause and they want extension of that pause from November 1st to 31st January. They want this pause to be extended further based on what they are based on the large inventory, because there is lot of applications already pending in the express entry pool, and limited level space. Now level space, there is an immigration plan, right? Level immigration plan, or we'll talk about it. This plan will be probably, usually this plan is always comes around October month, but this time because of the elections which happened in September here in Canada, the midterm elections, so because of that, government formed and got delayed. The chances are that immigration minister will present this plan probably around mid of February, and we hope that in this plan, federal skilled worker are given importance and more draws for federal skilled worker happen. But what it looks from this memo is that pause, they were trying to get extension on the pause because of large inventory, number 1, and the limited level space for 2022. Why this happened? Because of the travel restrictions. There were travel restrictions, but travel restriction is not the only thing, because there is also TR to PR. So government focused a lot on TR to PR and on the Afghanistan issue. So that is also the reason that the processing times jumped much higher than 6 months. If you still look into that, if you go into the processing times, I can post the link here in the description. If you go into the processing times, you will find that if you click on the processing time express entry, then on the economic immigration and then express entry, and you'll check that it is still 6 months, which is not true. It has gone much higher, right? So the inventory under this stream is much more, and there is sufficient to meet the next year's demand also. So that's the biggest challenge. Bottom line, the chances of having the draw in next 6 months are very, very less. And even if the draw happens, and I do pray to God that this kind of draw do happens, but the chances are less. And if the draw happens, there may not be thousands of candidates which will be invited. So only a handful of candidates will be invited. That's what I hope at the moment. But let's see. Just look at the previous, and I shared this in my express entry draws, the first express entry draw which happened for this year also, and I shared this information there also. I'm sharing this information again in the pictorial form. So you look into the graphical form. 5th January was this year. 5th January, first express entry draw happened. It was a PNP draw. 19th January, another express entry draw happened. This was also a PNP draw. In fact, last 10 express entry draws were totally PNP draws. You see if you see in that green color thing, that green color bar shows that 14th September 2021 was last Canadian Experience Class draw, CEC draw happened. So after that, from there onwards, nothing, and there was no federal skilled worker draw for more than a year. Now, that's really a big challenge for people who are focusing only on the federal skilled worker category. You know what? As even the memo was highlighting, and I can show with the data here, is that there is huge inventory. Around 200,000, that's the inventory available under express entry as of now. This is the numbers from June 29th, 2021. And if you see, even in June 29th, 164,000 are the number of people which are here. And I've circled it here. If you look into just PNP candidates, there were just 366. That's where you can target on. Anyway, so let's, other important thing, which is that, you know what, the challenges or the problems people face because they are just sitting in the express entry and waiting for the draw to happen. The first and the foremost challenge which happens is your express entry profile itself. Your express entry profile, which is valid only for 1 year. So you paid for ECA, you paid money for getting your language testing done, and you are sitting in the pool, but that pool is only for 1 year. After 1 year, you again have to start and get re-entered into the pool. So that's the biggest challenge. The profile itself is valid for 1 year. Uncertainty. The amount of uncertainty which is prevailing is very, very high. You don't know, right, what's going to happen. Your chances you will get a chance or not, right? So you kind of keep all your plans on hold, whether the plans are for your home country or whether your plans are for coming to Canada. Everything goes for a toss. Plus another problem is age. You are sitting in the express entry profile, age increases. Each year, when your age increases, the problem is you lose points. That's the biggest problem. So that's also something which is to be considered. Future plans, your plans, whatever your future plans are, maybe buying a property back home, or increasing your family size, or whatever, or studying further, or everything gets impacted because of this. Your future plans go for a toss. Plan here in Canada or plan back in the home country also goes for a toss. So occupation, if you plan to change an occupation in your home country, you don't do that. Even if that's a very good option, you don't do that just because your profile is there in the express entry. And one more challenge which is there is settlement becomes really tough even if you get a chance at the later, because when you come at the later ages here in Canada, your settlement becomes a little more difficult. So now this question is always there. What can you do? I know that you are sitting in the express entry profile. There is very little which is there in your hand. You have made your profile. What else you can do? Let's see what else you can do. I know that you don't have any control on the draw. You don't have any control on the government rules and regulation, but still you can do some things. If you're really serious about coming to Canada, the first thing which you can do is you can improve your score. Language score. Language score is one of the biggest chunk in the CRS points. So if your language score is less, you can improve. It may cost you a little bit, but you know what? It's worth it. You can reappear in the IELTS, get a better score, and update your profile, express entry profile. If your spouse, your wife or your husband has not given IELTS yet, you can, or any form of language testing, they can, consider taking IELTS test or any other form of language testing, right? So also ECA is Educational Credential Assessment. Various organization, WES, ICAS does that. Consider getting it done for your spouse also, and for you also, if you have by chance got the ECA done from an organization which has given you, like your master's is sometimes gets converted to bachelor's, so consider it getting it done from another organization. Sometimes the different organization gives you different results. So this is something which you can do, right? Other thing which you can do is, because you made your express entry profile, you got a job ID, right? Keep looking for the job on the portal. Don't just sit idle. Look for the jobs. Maybe you click something, maybe you hit a job, and there you go, right? You can come here in Canada. So I want to take a little pause here. The next point, it's a key point. Don't miss this point. This is one of the very important points I'm sharing with you. This point is PNP nomination, expression of interest into the various PNP programs run by the provinces. Make it sure you do that, because PNP nomination gives you 600 points. Suppose you have 400 points, add 600 points, straight away 1000 points, you are right here in Canada. That is the value of PNP nomination. So please consider this. If you are really serious, consider about this. This is a very important point, and I'm sharing again PNP nomination into different categories. One other important thing which you can look other than the PNP nomination is check if you qualify into some kind of pilot. I have posted videos about caregiver pilot, right? So there are many other pilots which keep happening. And these pilots are, they have small intake of people, but these pilots do take people, right? So you get a PR here also, right? You can take, for example, rural and northern immigration pilot, Atlantic immigration pilot, you have agri-food pilot and caregiver pilot. I have already posted a video on this. If you have not seen yet this video, please do watch this video. So there are different options. Another option, and which I keep on saying, is that if you have a company, if you are working in the home country in a company which has a branch office here, do consider on intra-company transfer, ICT. There are chances that maybe your wife has applied into express entry and you are into business. That does not mean that you just keep sitting there. You may look into the business immigration option also. There are many options. The bottom line and the important thing to get from here is, don't just sit in the pool. As I've shown you on the very first slide, don't just sit in the pool in express entry. Look for option B, option C, option D. If you are serious, look for different options. Whatever can click, you don't know. So if you need any help, if you need any advice, you can reach out to our Brampton office. Our address, phone number, and email IDs are mentioned here. Once again, thank you very much for watching the video, and please don't forget to subscribe the channel, share it with your family and friends. Thank you.